Evil Twin Database. Entry number 001. Vergil, from the Devil May Cry series. Twin classification. Blood sibling.
Hey there, my name's Chantry, Chantry for short. Welcome to Evil Twin Database, a series where we turn our eyes to a bunch of bad guys that in some way or another can be called evil twins. This video is going to take a look at one of the most famous dastardly doubles in all of gaming. A man so iconic, his name is nearly synonymous with the word rival. The Darkslayer himself, Vergil. Vergil, the last name, I guess, is a half-demon, with his mother Eva being human and his dad Sparta being a legendary devil. Wait a minute. That works. Vergil's Sparta son is obsessed with increasing his demonic power and becoming a man who surpasses his father in strength. His fixation leads him to attempt to open the gates of hell, to retrieve his dad's sword and achieve ultimate power. Vergil values power over everything, and fully believes that without power, you're nothing but a helpless lamb to be preyed upon. This is a lesson he's more than willing to teach his little brother Dante. Speaking of,
this party's getting crazy. Let's rock.
Vergil is the elder twin brother of Dante Spartacin, the protagonist of Devil May Cry. Vergil and Dante are two sides of the same blade-wielding coin. While Dante is known as the pizza-loving, wisecracking joker, Vergil is just a tad more, let's call it serious. Although Vergil can be quite the severe man most of the time, he isn't a total wet blanket. And while they both got sharp tongues and are pretty much equal in combat, and are both the kind of guys that would be posters in a teenage girl's bedroom wall in the 90s, there's one thing Vergil has over his younger twin that cannot be disputed. That's right. One solitary fact that proves Vergil's superiority from now until the end of all things. Vergil fucks. He might not have lasted more than a couple minutes, but the proof is standing right there with a glow stick arm and a motorcycle sword. Vergil had sex with at least one person, and that's one more than Dante ever has, and if we're being honest, ever will.
So now you wait just a minute. There's a lot of fine ladies that Dante could have potentially slept with.
Who? Lady? In his dreams. Lucia? Yeah, sure, bruh. Call me when she's in a new game. Trish?
What a sick freak.
Vergil's a badass with a katana that I'm pretty sure we can blame for a fair number of mall ninjas and garage sale samurai that we have today. But if we're being honest, I can't really blame him. Vergil's more than just a little cool. If there were ever a poster child for the character who's 10 times cooler than the main character and the one you really want to play as, it's him. And get this, he was voiced and mocapped by Dan Southworth, the Quantum Ranger from Power Rangers Time Force. That already puts him over the top, everything else is just extra.
Quantum power! Quantum Ranger!
On the surface, Vergil seems like a total dick. And this is not inaccurate, but when you look at his motivation, one starts to understand just why he is the way he is. When Vergil and Dante were kids, demons came to their home and killed their mother. Despite only being a child at the time, Vergil always resented himself for not being strong enough to protect his family. It could be interpreted that his need to gain demonic strength comes from his growing hatred for his human side, and that he sees his very humanity as the reason he wasn't strong enough to save his mother. Vergil's growing obsession over power stems not from a desire to take over the world, but simply from the wish of a little boy who wanted to save his mom. But does that make Vergil's story any less sad? If anything, it makes it all the more tragic. Does any of this make him truly evil? Can any of us honestly condemn him for his desires? Well, in order, sort of, and yes. He tried to open the gates of hell and made a giant demon tower sprout up in the middle of a city. Lots of people would be dead if Dante hadn't slapped his big brother down to size. And you know what's sort of funny? If he had just not been a dick, and if Dante's growth is any indication, Vergil would have become stronger than his dad over time anyway. Hindsight is a cruel, uncaring mistress. And unfortunately, Vergil will never have the chance to prove his strength to anyone, ever again. Outside of a brief stint as a giant, sword-wielding monster man in Devil May Cry 1, Vergil's been canonically dead in the series for a long time. The most we'll ever get nowadays are special editions that feature him as a playable character in challenge modes, and fanfictions written by 14-year-olds that somehow get turned into video games. At the end of the day, the most we can do is remember him fondly for who he was, and lament at the potential of what he could have been.